do want to let everybody know who's coming up this hour. R&L Enterprises, Larry Brown, right down the road from us in Alamosa. Jackrabbit Productions will be joining us after that from Antonito. Paparazzi, Shauna Tobin back with us, and J&D Embroidery. Jaime Hurtado in center will be coming up to round out this hour. And this hour is our graphics slowly come up on the screen. There we go. Brought to you by San Luis Valley Rural Electric Cooperative. We certainly appreciate them joining us and helping support this first live virtual vendor expo that we've ever attempted. And even with the glitches, this has been great. It's been a lot of fun, and we really appreciate all these people who've been working with us. I see Larry is coming on board, and we're going to learn about maintenance-free water conditioners. This is some really neat stuff. Having been in the water filter industry in the past, I can tell you that the water's not getting better. It's just not going to happen. So certainly want to look at alternatives to that. And let me bring Larry on here. Stop our share, and there we go. Larry, can you hear us, sir?
I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
I sure do. Welcome. This is a 12 o'clock hours. We're into our fourth hour already of this. It's amazing. We appreciate you joining us. You do, you control hard water minerals with magnetics instead of salt and chemicals. Tell us about that. What is it you're doing?
Well, I do, and let me say I had a helper lined up to come help me, and she may come barging in at any moment yet to help. So
it's all good
with the video, but yeah, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. Here she comes. Bear with me just a minute.
Oh, okay. It's all good.
So I'm set up to go mostly off of that, but then you can follow me when I need you to look at the close-ups. Okay. So are we okay with what we've got going now?
Yes, sir. You are all set.
So thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name's Larry Brown, and I'm talking to you from Alamosa, Colorado. I'm going to be visiting with you today about hard water and hard water treatment. I'm excited to be using this new venue, but I've got to be honest with you, I'm so much more accustomed to talking to people face to face. So I'm going to use some notes to get started.
Let me interrupt you just a minute. We are seeing your beautiful assistant on your phone.
Oh no, sorry, I'm not a very good recorder.
No, that's fine. Now we're seeing you. Okay, I just.
Is that better?
Do that.
Yeah, just do the flip screen.
There you go.
There you go.
Very good.
Perfect. But now I miss your assistant. So okay. But anyway.
So hard water and hard water damage. Hard water minerals damage does damage our home. It clogs up and ruins our faucets, shower heads, our fixtures. Builds up on the inside of our water heaters, which ruins its heating efficiency and also reduces its life expectancy. Of course, hard water is also very harsh on the skin and hair, drying out skin and hair and making the shampoos and soaps and detergents where they don't work very well. So these are all some of the problems caused by hard water. And if you live in a hard water area, of course, you don't necessarily have to treat it. But if you don't, you're going to end up paying the price anyway in the form of more repairs, plumbing repairs, faucets, more replacements of water heaters, having to replace them too frequently, having a water heater that even though it's working is not efficient anymore and it's using up too much electricity or gas or propane than it should and costing you money that way. So there's a lot of problems associated with this hard water. So treating your hard water, and especially with the product that we found for our home and put it on 27 years ago, it really will save you money in the long run. It'll save you a lot of headaches as far as repairs and replacement and just problems that you don't have to deal with when you're taking care of those hard water problems. So it will really save you over the long run. We use in our home, the GMX magnetic water treatment technology that you see here instead of saltwater softening. It does a great job of protecting your faucets and fixtures, keeping them lasting longer, extends the life of your water heater, keeps it heating efficiency at its peak efficiency. It's great for making your soaps and shampoos work better and your hair and skin softer. So it solves all the problems of hard water. And it does all of this without the salt. But before we get into the details of hardness and the technology, let me tell you a little bit about our story. So my wife, Ruthie, and I had known each other for about 3 years. We'd been married for 11 months. We bought and moved into this house. It's an old country home, and had crusty hard water built up everywhere. Toilet rings, faucet aerators were built up and clogged up, the shower head. And to be quite honest with you, at that point, that did not bother me a bit. That was not really an issue for me at that time, but it was for Ruthie. So Ruthie called me one Friday afternoon at work. At the time, I was working for Colorado State University as a scientist doing research and adult education. And she called me and said, come home one time tonight because I have a gentleman coming to show us something about our water treatment. And this was a man that she had known for much longer than she had known me, trusted him like a grandfather, was a longtime customer of her landscape business. He and his wife owned 2 motels in town where they used this equipment on the motels and a home. And Ruthie had been doing their landscaping for about 10 years. So they knew each other very well. She trusted him completely, and he knew this technology worked. But being the young know-it-all scientist that I was at the time when he showed us magnetic water treatment, I have to tell you, I was pretty skeptical. So bottom line, Ruthie really wanted to do it, and I really did not want to do it. So as any good married couple ought to do, we compromised and did what she wanted to do, right? So we put the GMX on our home, and right away she noticed the difference with her shampoo working much better, her hair getting softer and being much easier to comb, and the shower walls easier to clean. So she loved it right away, and I still wasn't very impressed with any of that. But then it wasn't too long that our hot water started getting hotter. And this technology not only helps control the buildup from happening to protect it, it will also start redissolving and getting rid of what's already there, which is a huge benefit. And that's what was happening in our old electric water heater. It was descaling. The water heater was returning to its better efficiency. And so the water was getting hotter. Our electric bill actually dropped by $12 a month. That saved us $150 that first year just in electricity because of a water heater heating more efficiently, just to give you an idea. So after we had become satisfied customers of this product, then we got in the business of it. And this is 25 years later. We have over 6,000, personally, we have over 6,000 customers in 49 states and 7 countries. So wherever you are listening to this, if you're interested in what we have, I'm confident that we can serve you well wherever you are. So let me show you some examples of some hard water damage, Ben. And these are looks at the inside that you won't be able to see in your home. So this is a valve. This is come on over here. This is a valve. This was taken out of a school in eastern New Mexico where the water is extremely hard. This is a severe example, but it is a real one. Hopefully yours is not this bad. But
wow, what is that in there?
So this is the hard water, the calcium buildup. This is the hard water buildup clogging the pipes and clogging the valves. And this is the kind of damage that can actually happen. And a lot of people don't realize this. When you look at your shower head and see the crusty buildup, you don't stop and realize what's happening on the inside of the pipes and water heater. And this is the type of thing that's happening there. Hopefully not this bad.
Wow.
Here is a connection to a water heater, and you can see the buildup in that. This is a simple garden hose splitter that was used here in the Alamosa area, moderate hardness, and you can see all the buildup in that. Now take a look at this water heater over here. And again, this is, we collect these old water heaters and cut them open so we can show people what really happens. This is not from a severe hardness area. We have, from New Mexico, we have even worse than this. But if you look at this, this is just from a moderate hardness area right here southwest of Alamosa. Can you see down in there?
Yeah, we see that. That's unbelievable.
Got 2 or 3 inches deep of this kind of mineral buildup. Now, a lot of it is just granular sediments, but then within that is a lot of chunky buildup. This all works against the heating efficiency of the water heater. Hidden down in here is this kind of scale formations. This is, the minerals come in with the water microscopic and they start building up, and this is what they do. So this all came out of this water heater as we moved it around. These have fallen off, but that's how it formed. This acts as an insulator. So a mineral that thick will insulate that heating element so much that it's going to require almost 20% more energy to heat water to the same amount. So So this is where this hard water deposit, you see the crusty buildup on your shower head. This is what it's doing that really is costing you money on the inside. Plus, wherever this is attached, you can see the corrosion starts. That's where the corrosion happens. And this is where you'll eventually have your leak in the water heater that causes you to have to replace it. So this is the kind of damage that this hard water can really do. How do you get an idea in your own home? You do what we call a home walkthrough. And I would invite any of you to do your own home walkthrough today when you're through watching the vendor show, or tomorrow, and you go to the shower head and you look at how much crusty buildup is there. You look at the end of the faucet aerators in the kitchen and the bathrooms, and you see what kind of crusty buildup you see there. Inside the dishwasher on the heating element. If you're seeing mineral buildup there, that's the visual indicator, and you know it's also building up on the inside of the pipes and water heater and causing you some problems with that. So how do we solve the problem?
Yeah.
A salt water. Now remember, your hard minerals are calcium and magnesium, and sometimes in some regions silica. But it's calcium and magnesium that's doing this. Calcium and magnesium are not bad minerals; they are good minerals. They're the minerals that are good for everything on Earth except your plumbing, and they're hard on your plumbing because in their natural form, they're forming a layer on layer crystalline structure that causes that scale to build up. Now this is looking at it under a microscope, and what a saltwater softener does is remove calcium from the water, but it replaces it with sodium. So you don't end up with less mineral, you end up with more mineral, and now you've made salt water out of your otherwise fresh water. Our treatment leaves the calcium in. We're not removing the calcium. We are not trapping it with the magnets. What we are able to do by passing this through the magnetic field is simply change the way the mineral crystallizes. This is under a microscope. A sample of water, this is the way that the calcium looks in its natural form. It's crystallizing in layers and forming the hard scale. It's also very aggressively trying to precipitate out of the water, stick to everything in your home, and then build up that mineral deposit. After our treatment, you're looking at the same water sample after treatment. Over here, you're looking at the very same mineral. You're looking at the very same amount of mineral, but you can see visually a totally different crystal structure. This is our magnetic water treatment effect. This does not precipitate. It wants to stay suspended in the water, and it does not form the hard scale. So this is how we are able to control the hard water problems and solve them with this magnetic water treatment. This is a set of magnets. We have different sizes to treat anything from as small as 1/4-inch diameter pipe tubes to as big as literally as 12-inch diameter pipelines. This is a 4-inch, but we can treat up to 12-inch diameter pipelines. We do residential, commercial, hotel, restaurant, and schools. We're doing quite a few schools and agricultural applications. Today we're focusing on the home. So this is the size we put on a home, and this one will fit anything from a 1/2-inch diameter pipe to 1.25 inches. It very, very rarely does it require any replumbing. It's attached to the outside of your existing pipeline. We put a series of magnets on. With this technology, the longer magnetic field we create, the higher level of treatment we get on the water and the better performance in the home. Consequently, a moderate hardness we can control with fewer magnets. A more severe hardness, it takes more magnets to get the same level of control. What this is representing is what we call our smallest household system. It's 3 magnets on the main supply line, 2 more as a retreatment on the outflow of the water heater. We want to hit it again after it's been heated and stored. This gets the cold water treated throughout the house. This makes sure the water is highly treated as you use the hot water, and that's what gives you all the benefits. Now, this basic 5-unit system is good for moderate hardness, and this retails in the neighborhood of $1,100 to $1,200. Now, remember, any of this magnetic system, once you purchase it, that's it. There's no ongoing maintenance. There's no ongoing operating expense whatsoever. It does not break down. It never has to be repaired. It never has to be replaced. We put our set on this house 27 years ago. We are still using the very same magnets. We have not had to do anything with them. They've not cost us another dime. Now, for a home with severe hardness, we will double that. We'll go up to 6 magnets on the main line and up to 4 on the outflow of the water heater. Now, that system retails in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $2,400. So depending on the severity of your hardness and some of the mechanical setup, our price range for a house with 1 hot water heater for a whole house system that'll last you forever is basically somewhere between $1,100 to So in the very upper end, 2,400. Never has to be replaced. We back every customer with a 6-month money-back guarantee. We back every customer with a lifetime warranty for the product against any sort of factory defect. Do your home walkthrough. If you're liking what you see, this is designed to be a self-installed system. Those boxes over here, this is how they get shipped to you with a number of magnets inside them. We have a little joke that if you can operate a wing nut and read an arrow, you can probably get them, put them on yourself. Or somebody in your family,
right.
handyman that you have access to, can probably get them on for you.
Well, I think something is important to keep in mind, Larry, as you mentioned, people are going, well, gee, that sounds a little expensive. You start saving money immediately. You're saving electricity. Your hot water heater is not working as hard anymore. You're not having to force water through the pipes as hard as it is. It's an immediate savings that's going to continue over time.
Absolutely. And for us, that time frame has become 27 years without an additional expense.
That is amazing.
The old electric water heater we talked about is still there. I haven't so much as changed the heating element in the 27 years, and the water is super hot.
That's just amazing. Unbelievable. I know we had a place up in the mountains near Bonanza, and I flushed that water heater out several years being there. There was an awful lot of stuff that came out of there. In fact, ended up having to replace one of the elements too. So it's going to build up over time. There's no question about it. And I think you've got an amazing product here. Want to urge people to reach out to Larry Brown. You are R&L Enterprises. I'm going to bring your information up on the screen here for people to see, so they know how to get a hold of you. And great stuff. Absolutely.
We'll answer your questions. I'm always happy to send information package to you. If you like what you see, we'll be very pleased to serve you.
Wonderful. Larry, appreciate you trying out new technology. I think you did a great job today. We appreciate your presentation. And look, you can avoid this build up, one simple product. And Larry, right here in Alamosa, Colorado, has the answer for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This segment of the first SLVoices Virtual Vendor and Business Expo is brought to you by the San Luis Valley Rural Electric Cooperative, powering a vital valley. They have 12,632 services in place, 81 miles of transmission line, 53 full-time employees, and one great team. Special thanks to San Luis Valley REC from our team and all of our wonderful vendors and businesses for sponsoring this segment of the SLVoices Virtual Vendor and Business Expo.